Welcome back. Well, the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission is on a mission to drive domestic direct investment into the Nigerian economy in partnership with state governments. This initiative appears to be attracting interest from certain states like Anambra State, which has already adopted the investment strategy for the Nnewi Automotive Industrial Park. Now the question is Nigeria tired of foreign investment? Are offshore investments running dry for Nigeria? Do domestic investors have enough to invest locally? What sectors are they targeting with domestic direct investment? The Executive Secretary and the CEO of the Nigeria Investment Promotion Council, Yewande Sadiku, has the answer to these questions and joins me now from our Abuja studios. Good morning, Ms. Yewande. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Jimizie. Thank you very much for having me.
So, tell me, what is the idea behind this recent drive to attract more domestic direct investment?
The first basis for it is everywhere you go in the world, you hear about how wealthy Nigerians are. You don't necessarily see that wealth of Nigerians translated into the investments that Nigerians make in their own country. So the fundamental basis for it is that Nigerians have the capacity, to invest more in their own country. It's not really that we're tired of foreign investments. We still want foreign investments, as do most countries in the world. In fact, probably every country in the world. What we would like, though, is to have Nigerians participate more in the conversion of Nigeria's economic potentials to wealth. We don't want Nigerians to be bystanders when these opportunities that we all see exist across Nigeria, when this potential that Nigeria has, gets converted into reality.
That Nigeria is becoming kind of disappointed, in the capital of flight, having these foreign investors in their dividends repatriation, which often culminates into capital flights.
I'm not sure that anybody is disappointed in dividend repatriation. It's a matter of life for corporates. And the dividend distributions that come from corporates don't go only to foreigners. They go to all shareholders, Nigerians and foreigners. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the dividend repatriation. What we see, though, is that we don't have enough participation from foreigners and Nigerians in direct investments. And, your previous guest spoke also about the quantum of portfolio investments that we see in Nigeria. Nigerians participate quite actively on the portfolio side, but not quite as actively on the direct side. And I think part of the challenge with that is that it is difficult to understand what opportunities exist on the direct side and how to access those opportunities on the direct side. So one of the initiatives that we're working on at NIPC is to profile investment opportunities across Nigeria. We understand the fact that we're a federal investment promotion agency and that all of the investments that we promote will sit in the states. So we're working actively with state investment promotion agencies to profile investment opportunities across Nigeria. We don't want to stay only with the usual suspects. We believe, and I've seen it myself, there are investment opportunities across Nigeria. If we profile them and we have them available on a database that is accessible to all investors, domestic and foreign, then we give all investors a fair chance, to get access to those opportunities. And the fact that we're doing it on a state-by-state basis means that we give every state in Nigeria, all investment prospects across Nigeria, a fair opportunity at visibility so that investors in the first instance are aware that they exist.
Aside from this profiling, what other strategies are you putting in place to achieve all of this? Is it by way of portfolio investments with focus of federal government projects or state-owned projects? A lot of the opportunities that we see are private sector opportunities, and that's understandable.
because even in government's economic recovery and growth plan, which is government's plan of achieving diversification and strengthening of the Nigerian economy, our estimate is that 80% of the investments that are required will come from the private sector. So a lot of the focus is on getting those opportunities from the private sector. But we're also keen to profile opportunities and investments that were initiated by state governments and that for one reason or the other, have not been operational, have gone moribund for some time. But these opportunities have assets, they have resources, and they have prospects, that will be interesting in the hands of a private sector operator. So apart from the profiling, we're organizing from the 21st to the 23rd of this month a direct investor summit, which is the first event that NIPC will be having, where we will showcase the investment opportunities that we have profiled across Nigeria to investors, whether those investors are domestic investors or foreign investors. It is easy for an investment promotion agency to assume based on their mandate that when they have opportunities, they should take them to investors when they go abroad. But I think it is important to give Nigerian investors a fair chance to access them. So the Direct Investors Summit that we have from the 21st to the 23rd of May is one of the initiatives that we have for exposing these investment opportunities to Nigerian investors. But we also recognize that as a federal government agency, as a public agency, NIPC cannot do the job of promoting investments in Nigeria on its own, cannot do the job of facilitating investments into Nigeria on its own. So we have an initiative, an investment promotion club, that is aimed essentially at crowding the private sector into this task of promoting investments in Nigeria. There will be professional investment advisors who are the advisors that investors will typically consult before they take an investment decision. Strategy consultants, corporate financiers, lawyers, tax advisors, and the like. People who give them a sense of what they require, before they make that investment decision. But after they make the investment decision, they then need the services of professional service providers, people who will then assist to help them with getting their boots on the ground, whether it's headhunters who help them with finding professionals to hire, or real estate agents who help them with finding, places to site their businesses, places for staff to live, if they're bringing people in from outside the country, and commercial bankers who will run their regular day-to-day banking. So this group, whether they're professional investment advisors or professional service advisors, we mean to work closely with in the Investment Promotion Club to provide them with access to the information that NIPC has, that has the potential, to translate to potential clients for them, if we can all only work together in hand-holding investors in their interest to help assure that when somebody shows their face at the Nigerian door looking for investment opportunities, we're able to convert them, and to also work with us to ensure that when we go out on the road, whether in Nigeria or internationally, to talk about Nigeria's investment prospects, that we're putting at all times our best foot forward.